Birdman is a comedy/drama that came out in 2014, written and directed by Alejandro G. Inarritu, and this film stars Michael Keaton, Edward Norton, Emma Stone, and Zach Galifianakis. The film follows a washed-up actor named Regan Thompson, played by Michael Keaton, who used to play a famous superhero back in the day known as Birdman, and he's working on a Broadway play as a possible comeback, and while he's facing other issues with the play and his family. Now, Birdman is one of those rare few times where a second viewing actually made me appreciate the movie even more. Because I remember the first time I watched Birdman back in 2015, I remember liking it, I admired the cinematography, the script, and the acting, but something wasn't right with me the first time. It did confuse me when I first watched it, but then I watched the film a second time, and I loved it even more. It made me appreciate the film even more, and 5 years later, this movie holds up very well. Birdman is a fantastic movie. First, the performances from everyone are excellent. Michael Keaton gives the best performance of his entire career. Even if his character is very flawed, he wasn't the greatest father to his daughter, played by Emma Stone, and there were some troubles in his past. But Michael Keaton makes this character very sympathetic, and you care for him throughout this entire movie whenever things go wrong with his play. And Keaton played this role brilliantly, although I thought Eddie Redmayne did a phenomenal job in The Theory of Everything. Happy he won Best Actor, but I really wanted Michael Keaton to win Best Actor. He was excellent in this movie, either him or Benedict Cumberbatch in The Imitation Game. And I'm glad this was sort of a comeback role for Michael Keaton to show that he still got it. And Edward Norton gives one of the best performances of his career. He plays a replacement actor brought into the play, and he is very abrasive to work with. And I liked how this role was a bit satirical to Edward Norton, and from what I've heard of his reputation as an actor, that he's very difficult to work with, from what I've heard on movies like American History X and The Incredible Hulk. And I like seeing Edward Norton play this sort of exaggerated version of himself, and similar to Michael Keaton of how he used to play Batman back in the day but rejected a third movie. And Emma Stone also delivers an amazing performance as Michael Keaton's daughter, who's been to rehab, and this was Emma Stone's first Oscar nomination, very well deserved, especially an amazing monologue delivered by her. Great acting by Emma Stone, and even Zach Galifianakis gives a very good performance, and sometimes I forget that he's more than just Alan from The Hangover. I wish he could do more roles like this. The directing by Alejandro G. Inarritu is superb. Now, this film is made to look like one continuous shot, and it's pulled off marvelously. Just the way the camera moves, just sort of tricks they use. Some scenes you can tell, okay, maybe there was a cut there, that was probably a cut there. The way the long takes are edited together to make it look like one is pulled off excellently. And a funny behind the scenes fact that I've read is that Michael Keaton and Edward Norton kept a tally of how many times an actor would mess up and who would make the most mistakes, since this film is made to look like one continuous shot. And Emma Stone made the most mistakes while Zach Galifianakis made the least mistakes. And all thanks to terrific cinematography from Emmanuel Lubezki, who also shot Gravity and later The Revenant. This man is one of the best cinematographers out there, and he made just one really good looking movie. What I love about this movie is just how well written, funny, and unique this film is. I can't think of another movie like this. Just how unique this is, with this being a one-shot movie, and how weird this is with Michael Keaton's character having these supernatural powers that may or may not be in his head. And also having his alter ego Birdman just talking to him in his subconscious. This is just one strange movie that I just can't help but be fascinated by. And also the variety of themes this movie has. Like how this movie deals with family and trying to stay relevant, and when the public just only see you as this one role, but you know you're more than that. And also being about blockbuster movies and also critics. There is one really great scene where Michael Keaton's character is scolding this one really snobby critic that is planning to give a negative review to his play, even though she hasn't seen a preview yet. And he just looks at her notes and just like, there's no label in here, no structure, just a bunch of opinions and comparisons and big words. And watching that scene makes me think, yeah, he does have a point there. And I also love the drum theme that just keeps going throughout this movie, and it also keeps the energy going with the camera movements. As for issues, I honestly don't have one issue with Birdman. I loved everything about this movie. Overall, Birdman is still a fantastic movie, 5 years later. It's a darkly funny and well-written film with a fantastic ensemble cast and masterful filmmaking. And overall, I am going to give Birdman, but bam, 5 out of 5 stars. This is my second favorite film of 2014, number 1 being Whiplash. Although I really wanted Whiplash to win Best Picture, I'm happy this won Best Picture, and I definitely think 5 years later, this movie is destined to be a classic in cinema. So what do you guys think of Birdman? Do you agree? Disagree with me? Let me know below. Make sure to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe if you're new here. It really means a lot. I'm Jack Benner, and look forward to another movie review.